Hi, so this video is going to be a sort of developer commentary for the final project in intermediate programming, Library Management System 2, which I call the Epic Library 3. I'll be covering how I made it, and the inspiration, decisions I made, the new features I added, and also the challenges that I encountered. Also, there are timestamps in the description, so if you want to skip to a specific part, you can. Let's start with some background info. So before we talk about Epic Library 3, let's talk about Epic Library 1. Epic Library 1 was the first version of Epic Library. And right off the bat, we have the first unique feature I added, admin accounts. Basically, in the login field, you can choose whether you are a cool admin or a regular, standard, normal, boring user. Let's pick the boring user for now. And here we are. Welcome to the Epic Library. As you can see, there are 6 options. Very normal stuff. And this is pretty much it. We can type 1 to browse the books. Let's check out the second one since it's relevant. To do that, we need to type 4 and enter in the book's title or ID. Who in their right mind would type all of this when you can just type one number? Let's enter the ID, which is 4, and boom. Let's browse the book again, and as you can see, it's unavailable. We can also check in, so let's type 5. And actually, let's try checking in a book that's already available. Let's do book 1. And yeah, it doesn't work. Anyway, let's check in the C# book, and there we go. It's available again. Now, you might be wondering about the cool admin user. What can admins do that normal peasants can't? Well, I'll show you. So let's exit, and now we can be the cool admin. And when you press enter, it's gonna ask for a password, which makes sense. Not everyone can be admins. So what is the secret password that will grant us unlimited power in the library? And we are in. Now, to answer the question, what can admins do that normal users can't? Well, simply put, admins can add and remove books. So let's exit for a moment and go back to being a peasant. To type 2. As a normal user, you don't have permission. So yeah, only admins can add and remove books. That's the only unique feature I added. The library didn't really look that great. There were a few bugs. For example, if you checked out a book as an admin, the normal user can check it in, which doesn't make sense. Now, I was going to turn this in as my midterm project, and I know for a fact that if I turn this in, it would be a guaranteed 93.33 grade. But then I thought, no, I can do better. I can do better than this. I knew that if I wanted that sweet flat 1 grade, I had to try. So I did. I decided to throw Epic Library in the trash and worked on a new library, which I called Epic Library 2. This is the one that I turned in as my midterm project. So what's changed? Welcome to Epic Library 2. Now, right off the bat, we are bombarded with new features. Instead of a boring admin or user account, I decided to make an account system on top of a library system. I know, it's crazy. So before we can do anything, we need to make an account. So with the /register command, more on that later, we can make an account. So we type in our username and we make a password. And it's going to ask for an admin code. Now, it's similar to the one in Epic Library, where an account can either be a cool admin or a standard, normal, boring user. For now, let's be a boring user. So let's just leave this field blank. And after that, we have to log into this account. So it's /login. And we enter our username and password. Press enter. And after the fancy loading screen, we get to enter the actual library. Welcome, Chris Kent. Yes, that's me. So before we go further, I want to explain the / commands. Basically, I saw that most of my classmates were using numbers to navigate through their libraries. So I thought I'd be different, and I came up with / commands. I keep calling them / commands, but they're not actually / commands. They just look like / commands, but I'm going to keep calling them / commands. Basically, / commands were used in the IRC chats back in the 80s, when computers looked like this. Basically, users could enter commands by typing a / followed by a command keyword, such as /join to join a chat room or /msg to send a private message. So if you want to message your friend, you could type /msg, your friend's name, and the message itself. But if you're not familiar with IRC chats, you may be familiar with Minecraft / commands, which are the same thing. Anyway, let's move on to the new feature that might have caught your eye, the inventory. How this works is if you checked out a book, it will be stored in your inventory. Let's check out the programming book again. The ID is 7. And we have to wait for a while. Okay, let's check the inventory, and there we have it. The C# book is in my inventory. And in the Display Books tab, we get the book is unavailable and who borrowed it, checked out by Chris Kent. Now, before we move on, let's log out and make a new account. And this time we get to be a cool admin. So let's go to register and register Averi. And let's just make the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, since this will be a cool admin account, we have to type the correct admin code. And the admin code is very secure. Let's log in. And here we are. Welcome, Averi, in fancy blue text. We also unlock the ability to add and remove books, which I already explained in the first library. If we go to Display Books, we can see that the book, which was borrowed by Chris Kent, is still unavailable. Let's check out some other book, and we'll pick FNAF. Book ID is 1 and enter. And if we display, we see that it is unavailable, checked out by Averi. And now it's in our inventory. Okay, last test. What happens if we check in a book that we didn't check out? We're going to try checking out the C# book, which was checked out by Chris Kent, and no, this book is not in your inventory. And if we check our inventory, surely enough, the C# book isn't here, so we can't. Instead, we can check out the FNAF book that we checked out. So let's go ahead and do that. Book ID 1, and there we go. The book is now available. And that's pretty much it for Epic Library 2. I ended up adding 4 features: the account system, the admin system, the inventory system, and allowing users to see who checked out the book. I know only 3 features were going to be counted, but I wanted to go the extra mile, and the 99.99% grade was very rewarding. I'm really proud of Epic Library 2. I made something that was unique, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I guess there's only one more library to cover. Welcome to Epic Library 3. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way. We now have a database. Goodbye lists. So every book and account gets saved in these two text files. The accounts file store the username, the password, and a boolean to check if the account is a cool admin or a boring user. The books are a little more complicated. First, we have the title, the author, the book ID, whether it's available or not, the user who checked it out if it's not available, the genre, the year it was released, and a short description. And that pretty much covers half of the features in this one. And with that out of the way, let's go in Epic Library 3. Now, design-wise, nothing really changed. I really like the simple and readable design of Epic Library 2, so I didn't see a reason to change the design. So let's start. Since we have a database, I already have an account on here, so we don't have to register. So let's log in to the cool admin account. And pretty much nothing has changed. Now, since I added a lot of unique features in the midterm project, Epic Library 2, that didn't become required features in the final project, I didn't really need to add a lot to reach the 12 features requirement. All I did was add a display counter here to see how many books there are in the library and some keyboard shortcuts so that you don't have to type the entire command. So instead of typing /displaybooks, you just have to type /db. And instead of typing checked out, you just need to type CO. And that's pretty much it. No, seriously, that's it. I guess going above and beyond on the midterm project paid off. And that's the entire project. If you want to see or download the source code of Epic Library 3, I uploaded it in GitHub. You can view it. You can download it, whatever you want. The link's in the description, and yeah, happy summer.